from Ryan Clary, the host of Locked On Nationals podcast. Ryan, good morning to you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Of course, thank you guys.
All right, so look, let's start off with this. This move came just hours after the Nats were swept by the Boston Red Sox. Was this decision truly about performance, or is there something deeper behind the scenes going on?
No, I do think this was about the performance of the Washington Nationals. And let's start off with Mike Rizzo here. He's been the guy making the decision since 2009. And yeah, he rode us to a World Series back in 2019. But really, since then, this organization has not been up to par as far as MLB standards go. So I'm not that surprised with it. I am surprised with the timing of this, as you guys mentioned, with the MLB draft this weekend. And as far as Davey Martinez goes, Davey has kind of just been a lame duck manager for the past few seasons here. I think we all kind of knew that the writing was on the wall for whenever his contract was up. So is the news surprising after getting swept by the Red Sox? Maybe a little bit, but I think it is called for. And this Nationals team, this ownership group, they wanted to make a change, and they did.
Let's talk about next week's draft. So how does this front office shakeup, do you think, how does it affect these critical decisions?
I don't really think it really affects it all too much because at this point, the Nationals have had that number one pick for the last few months. I would like to think that they already know who they are going to take. Maybe with this new decision in town, maybe they make a little bigger decision. Maybe they try to make a bigger swing for someone at number one overall because there really is no consensus top guy at this point. So maybe the Nationals and their new leadership say, listen, go for the best player available. We're trying to rebuild. And also, we need to take a big swing. We need to hit home run. And if they don't do that, then obviously things could change yet again.
All right, so let's talk about, go back to the coach, the manager, and the GM, Davey and Rizzo. They brought a World Series to Washington, D.C. The fans, I mean, this was a huge deal. We all were here when it happened. It was a huge deal. It was a good time. So how much of a legacy thing would that be for these two versus what's going on right now? You just say, okay, that was a one year wonder, so let's celebrate that, versus long term, it really wasn't that great, but we did have that 1 year.
With the Washington Nationals at this point, their legacy is still going to be having that World Series championship. 2019 was a great run for everybody, including Davey Martinez and Mike Rizzo. So I think their legacy at this point, you're obviously going to be remembered for that. But these past few seasons just have been so bad as far as a development standpoint. The Nationals haven't developed that Juan Soto since then. They've traded him away. They have a ton of stars in the building right now, but they still have yet to find ways to win and find new ways to develop new talent. So, yeah, I think a lot of people are going to cling on to that 2019 World Series, as they should. It was a great run, but right now, this team, it needs new leadership, and I do believe that this was the correct decision for where the Nationals are.
All right, but wait a minute, but I just have one more thing to add here. They had a fire sale after they won the World Series, so they dumped everybody, and now here they are. So is it really on the manager after you dump everybody that was on that team? I know it's money. I know money is involved.
Yeah, money is involved here, and obviously the ownership group, they are the issue. The ownership group right now, they are the main issue. So I do believe that, yes, having that new voice in the building, I do believe that it will help because, again, Mike Rizzo has kind of fallen behind in some things as far as baseball goes, but the ownership group, they're going to have to step up to the plate and they're going to have to start spending money because that's what really has killed this team the past few seasons. And honestly, I think it's costed Mike Rizzo his job. So that's kind of where we stand today.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll see who takes over the reins. Ryan, thank you so much. We appreciate you joining us.
Of course, thank you.
All right.